Hey Lily, how you doing? Hey Mark, how you doing? Yeah, it rained like hell. I bet they got a half inch of rain in about 20 minutes. There were car wrecks and everything else. It was forecast. I was on my way out the airport, see if I could get a couple planes shooting an approach, with maybe lightning in the background. But it happened, but either there wasn't a plane or the lightning was too far away. So you never know. I brought Daisy out here, but yeah, it rained for a short time, but it really came down. There's water pooled everywhere. There's a couple squirrels that live up around here. Daisy's got a hell of a memory. She's in there looking for them. Yeah, this is a really nice place. As I've said a million times, I've been coming out here since I was a kid. Some of these I was coming out here before they were parks. I don't know anything about black seed oil. I don't. Nope. It should be pretty easy to look up. I don't. I don't have the faintest idea what you'd use it for. What are you up to, chosen one, Mary? Oh, are you? How's it going lately? I know you took a week off. You're taking a lot of good photos and have those books helped you. Hey, Phoebe. Hey, Tony. Yeah, isn't that the truth, Sherry? Yeah, I got a couple good ones. Not great ones, though. It was raining like hell, and if I'm not outside, I can't really get a good angle for enough of the plane flying. And when it's low light, that's the only thing I don't like about this camera. This new camera I have. Well, it's not so new now. I think I had a year, about a year. It's the low light capabilities. Everything else is better except that. No, I mean, those books, it's unbelievable. I mean, you can get by just using the automatic mode, but if you really want to take it to another level and max out the image, don't forget you're converting what your eyes see and your brain interprets, which nothing else can even come close with a mechanical device. So there are things you have to do to try to get close to that, and it's more than just pushing the button. Hey, Lana. Good. Yeah, it's an excellent camera. Like I said, had I not planned on printing some photos, which I'm going to do this fall and winter, I would have just kept that. It was fine. And when you upload stuff to the internet, you're not going to notice it. Glad it quit raining so I could take Daisy out here and run her around. I got a lot of interviews today, new and old people. Lana, were you able to check? Were you able to try the magic potion? And I hope you didn't mind. I gave that coat to a cleaning lady I've known for over 20 years. She's a cleaning lady at the Red Roof Inn. She loved it. She's a sweetheart. She was off work quite a while, fell and broke both legs. But I gave her a couple shirts and she noticed the coat. And if you're not cool with it, I'll pay you for it. Yeah, I think that's right. You can hone your skill, but I'm telling you, I think you're missing the boat on the day-to-day life of a truck driver. I do. People like it. It's interesting. I'd watch it. I mean, not necessarily with the camera that you bought from me, but just like get a GoPro, or there's other ones out there now. Get a decent editing program. I think people would really like it. Yeah, I knew it was coming. I could see it coming when I was down in Detroit. And I thought, well, I want to get out there and see if I can get some airplanes shooting the approach and maybe some bad weather around them. It didn't really work out, but still cool. I got a nice rain video for about 10 minutes. As you know, it really came down for about a half hour, 20 minutes. Yeah, I shouldn't say I fully expected, but I thought to myself, boy, this is perfect tornado conditions. It wouldn't have surprised me a bit. Here you had that warm air and that cold air colliding and that front coming in. Just didn't happen. It's really, unique to have a tornado form, which is why you don't get that many of them. Yeah, normally I don't talk that much during a thank you video. But, what's happening is, there's so much stuff to hand out. It takes so long. I don't expect anybody to sit through that while somebody searches through clothes. That's not very fun. And I never really push the views. I mean, if somebody's wanting to talk, I'm more than willing to do so. If they want to go in another direction, that's fine. If they're in a bad mood, I'm fine with that too. So I don't go out there with any, preconceived notion of how this is going to go. I don't write down questions. There's sometimes, or a lot of times, I wish I'd asked other things, but I just don't want it to turn into this like TV reporter type interview. I kind of wing it, and when you get, and that's a good example of being that way. There's examples where I don't do shit, and you don't find out much, and they get a handful of clothes and a couple bags of food, and that's it. So yeah, that one worked for me. I mean, I like talking to them all. It's not like I'm putting them under any pressure, but as we talked and as it unfolded and I've got to know her better, that's just how the conversation developed. But I don't know this for sure, but I can tell you, if I'd have laid that on her from day one, she'd have probably cut me off and we wouldn't know anything. It takes a while for people to get comfortable with you, especially people that live in those circumstances. And they're often, and I'm not saying she feels this way, are waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's like, what's this guy want? This is just too weird. Now, what has kind of happened accidentally that I'm really thankful for, and that is, I'm going to move on to kind of a plan B and doing things differently, because I just don't really get to do interviews anymore because I'm dropping off stuff. And I don't want to sound like I'm pissed at her people and sending things, because they're excited. They want to see the stuff handed out. And I want to do it too, but it's just taken away too much from how I started doing this to begin with. So what happened today accidentally is a lady got a hold of me that's a regular viewer, and she said, hey, look, I really like Kathy. I really enjoyed that conversation you two had. and I'd like to send her a heater and a pack of batteries and a better reading light and some warm blankets. And that's what she's doing. She's shipping that stuff to her directly, which is great. Now, that doesn't always work out with everybody because they don't have a mailing address, but this is really like, like my dream scenario happened. And the lady, I don't know if she wants you knowing who it is or not, contacted me, and I went ahead and did it, and it's just worked out perfect. So it's not like I'm trying to keep anybody from getting things. I'm just trying to keep from getting behind. Like, I've got stuff from early August that I haven't been able to hand out. I bet I've driven 500 miles looking for Indian Liz. Actually, today I went down there and gave them a card and wrote down my phone number and said, hey, look, I'll give you a few bucks if you see her and call me, and I'll drive right down there. So it's that kind of stuff I'm trying to get away from. And I'm planning on going to different cities and that kind of thing. And I think I used to write quite a bit, actually. I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but I have written for some magazines before, a long time ago. And I've actually sold photography in different places before. I may do a little of that, and, Hey, George. Hey, Mary. Oh, good, Blue Shirt Journey. That's good. Yeah, good. Daisy's having one of those reverse sneezes. Yeah, I don't want to seem like I'm bragging, man. I don't. I knew I shouldn't have mentioned that. Hey, hon. You got that something stuck in your nose? It'd be good, hon. It'd be good, honey. Huh? She quit doing it. Good. You got something stuck in your nose, hon? Don't worry about that. It's gonna come out. It'll come out of your nose, honey. Just blow the nose, hon. Hey, Rambling Ruthie, how you doing? Another thing too is like, you guys that have been around a while know, I avoid drama at all costs. And there have been some people over the years and just recently that I just blocked. And people email me why, blah, blah, blah. I'm not really, there are a couple people that I'm tight with that I would say we're friends. If they ask me, I'll tell them about it, but I'm not into like telling third parties that had nothing to do with what happened into something where I can talk about someone and they don't have a chance to defend themselves. I mean, when I do this, I agree it's subjective, but it's also a channel where I appreciate comments that people make. So if I get a lot of comments from a lot of people and they say, hey, look, so-and-so is really a drama queen. I caught her on another channel talking shit about you. She dominates every other question. She's know-it-all. Or someone that I just think is an outright liar and I have good reason to believe it's true. Look, it's a private channel. I enjoy the people that are on there. And as I said before, when I get on my own channel and I see somebody come on there and I want to sign off because I don't feel like dealing with them, it's time for them to go. And not that I haven't made mistakes, but I'm just not into the drama, the backstabbing, the constant, never-ending, dominating answers to everything as an authority. So you'll see videos posted out there, and basically they've been people that I've cut off. Most of these hater channels has been because of that, or it's been ex-moderators that just got too weird. Yeah, I haven't been able to do the lives. There's been some glitches in YouTube. I mean, I get this buffering in my hotel room, and that's one problem. And I may use my phone next time I do it because this seems to be working okay. But Gerald and Maddie said they were having a lot of buffering problems. So this does happen with YouTube from time to time. I've even had it at home, and I have a smoking internet connection. And another thing I want to tell you too is, I mean, it seems like I'm like a really social guy, but I'm not. I'm a total loner. I've been, taking vacations on my own since high school. You'll never run into me with anybody else with me. It's just the way it is. I'm not saying it's good or bad, but part of that kind of personality I'm just not a guy that's wanting to talk on the phone. I'm not a guy that wants to text back and forth. And I'm not a guy that wants to keep answering emails. So I know people probably think, well, now you got this channel and you got a bunch of viewers and stuff, and you think you're a big deal, and that's why you're not getting back to me. Really, that has nothing to do with it at all. I mean, no one's more surprised than me that anybody watches my channel. But I'm just not into like spending all this time talking to people. I mean, the backside of this is that the good news is I don't want anything from you. I don't mind a nice comment here and there, but I just can't. There's a certain type personality and that wants to, I can't really figure it out. They want to like, I don't know, I guess maybe they just want to be friends. They think I'm a nice guy and they want to hang around me, but I haven't found any suitable way to do this without getting into a bunch of writing back and forth. So I just don't answer them. I know it sounds terrible. I have a Facebook, but I never use it. I've got so many like unanswered Facebook things. It's because I never answer them. So anybody that goes on there that's expecting an answer, it's not going to happen. And you could be Miss America, you could be a 90-year-old lady. I just don't want to do it. I hate Facebook. The only reason I have one is once in a while when I was doing PI work, I'd have to look at another profile. And if you look, all my stuff's hidden and blocked and whatever. And I didn't even know I had Messenger, So I do put my email out there occasionally. And when I put it out there, it's for like a specific reason. I hope you don't mind I do this or that, or you want to send some money through PayPal or whatever. And, people get it and they start wanting to communicate. And I'm just not into it. So I apologize to anybody that I haven't gotten back with. It's just not my personality, and it isn't because of how you look or how you spell or what you say. It wouldn't matter who it is. It's just the way it is. Kathy May of High. Which Kathy are you talking about? Yeah, I mean, Sherry's got a drug problem, which she freely admits to. And it's just like, I don't know if the video's up yet or not, but, there's money that I get that they let me use my discretion for it. And I don't have to be in love with you to try to help you. And as you know, Kelly and I have definitely had our problems in the past. But she does have a daughter that has some significant health problems. She is living in a bando with no plan B because the city's been dragging their feet. And she's right next to a construction site with non-stop noise. And I'm sure she's going to be taken out of there one of these days before the old wrecking ball starts to level at home. And look, you guys know what she does for a living or what she did for a living and what her daughter did. And just by virtue of experiencing that, you can... what kind of mother she is a different argument. I don't know what Kelly's life was like, but the bottom line is these people didn't choose this life. I mean, you can say they should pick themselves up by their bootstraps and do better, and she should have been a better mother. That's a different argument. I'd be glad to talk about that in a different forum. But bottom line is, I know she's in a tough spot. I don't mind helping her. When I have discretionary income that people say, do with it what you want, that's what I do. It's not like I'm giving her $5,000 cash. All the money doesn't go to drugs. I know this for a fact. So there it is. You'll find it when you get a YouTube channel. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If I give them money, I'm enabling. If I don't give them anything, I'm an exploiter for getting their story and not compensating. So that's just the way it is. So, the people that understand this, I don't have a problem with. But like I said, the last thing I do before I go to bed and the first thing I do in the morning and all day long is delete negative, crappy comments. It's also why I made Maddie a moderator. It's because Maddie's a sweetheart. She's in the same predicament as Kelly, minus the daughter. And I want her to be able to delete negative comments that she sees made about her and Gerald. That's why. Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, I'm not really fucked both ways because you gotten to know me pretty well. I mean, I get rid of the people that are a problem and welcome the people that aren't. I mean, I can't you know do much else. I just wish my wish would be if is that YouTube down the road will allow you to block people by MAC address as opposed to IP, especially dynamic IP, which will end the comments from all these clowns instead of constantly blocking and deleting them. Oh, thank you, Catherine. A rambling Ruthie, are you talking about Sherry or Kathy? Yeah, it's true, Georgia. The gyro was good, not great. Here's the thing about this. I talked about this last week. Nobody can afford to make a gyro like you'd like, and that is homemade. They cook the meat. It's too labor intensive. So all of a sudden, this is why New York delis are closing at a record. Because to get top-notch pastrami, home-baked bread, killer horseradish, and a giant super stack sandwich, I'm talking about quality here, no bullshit, you need to charge about $19 for it. It's just the way it is. And the average person is thinking, well, I am not paying $19 for a sandwich. So that's kind of what's happening, and that's what's happened to the Greek restaurants with the gyros. I don't know if you got a chance to, gyros, whatever the hell you call them. Gyros, gyrocopters. And if you looked at that, I'm sure they are getting that off the back of the Gordon's food service truck, and that those are no way homemade. I never want to ask them because I don't want to think they're lying to me. I know the other food is homemade, good, lamb chops, that kind of stuff. I mean, you're not home making lamb chops, but I've got other dishes there before. But I think now when you get a gyrocopter, I don't care where you get it, it's coming off the same truck. I know there are different grades. Really, I don't go there for the gyro as much as I go there for those lemon, thinly sliced, deep fried potatoes. It's good. So I'd say it's good, not great. Hey, Nicole. The tzatziki sauce was good. Now, see, that was excellent. So there are things that they do that kind of make up. But as far as if you blindfolded me and you went and got a gyro from 10 different places, I guarantee you I couldn't tell you a good one from a bad one. It's just the way it is now. It's cost prohibitive. And sure as shit, the gyro plate or platter or whatever the hell they called it was $10, $10.99 or something like that. So I got what I paid for. I mean, what are you expecting? Like the best tasting food you've ever had in your whole life for $10? So I'm fine with it. If I was really in the mood for like great Greek food, I'd have probably got lamb chops, which you can get anywhere. Lebanese place, Middle Eastern, Greek, regular American restaurant. I'm not much into the grape leaves and the moussaka and all that kind of stuff. But it was a good dinner. There's a waitress there I like too that I see. She actually has a cabin up not far from me. I always give her a good tip because, this is weird, how you think about things. And with this COVID crap and all these waiters and waitresses losing their ass, they just don't have the volume they used to have. Even on a good day, you're down to 50% capacity. And I get annoyed when I'm sitting there eating my dinner and I see people come in and the waitress is hustling her ass, handing these people to-go orders and not getting a damn dime. So, and really, I get it. There's a lot of cheap people out there. They get to go just so they don't have to leave a tip. So I always overcompensate them during these times because I think I've been lucky. And I'm glad to do it. Gyro. Actually, I had a Arby's one that wasn't bad. I'm telling you, man. That I mean, you can argue it both ways. I mean, you would think that there's kind of a problem when you blindfold me and I can't tell a Greek restaurant at gyro that's been around for 45 years from an Arby's. That's my whole point. A gyro is a gyro is a gyro. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to get a good egg roll too, to tell you the truth. Oh, that's good. Good. Good, JD. How you doing? But these colors are crazy on these trees, aren't they? So pretty. Now, as much as this phone sucks and gives me a lot of problems, it actually makes these trees look better than they do if you were here standing next to me. I mean, they are colorful, but they're not quite as colorful as they look on the screen. Oh, yeah. Wow. 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 You're in a good mood, huh? Good girl, huh? Wow. You know, you listen to me, guys. You've listened to me bitch about those McDonald's I go to sometimes. They're the worst McDonald's in the world. The one on Merriman, just north of the airport, and the one on Michigan, just west of Telegraph. But, like last night, I want to get Daisy a hamburger. It's a pain in the ass going to the one on Telegraph, South Telegraph. It's always busy. I'll tell you why it's busy, because they run it right. So I go into this happens at this place a lot. So I go to this McDonald's last night. I'm waiting in line, you know, this double drive-through. Wait. Like 10 minutes go by. I don't even hear somebody next to me order. So all of a sudden cars start taking off. Finally my dumbass realizes that nobody's going to say, what do you want? And I take off too, and it pissed me off so bad. I called the restaurant. I've done this before. And it's like, hey, you know, I just sat in line for 10 minutes and nobody came. She said, yeah, we were really busy. Earlier, we quit taking orders. Now, mind you, the inside isn't even open. I said, you quit taking orders. So you just let people line up in both lines of the drive-thru, and you don't even have the courtesy to say, hey, you know, this or that, or we're too busy, or get lost. She said, no, we don't have time to do that. People eventually figure out that we're not going to take their order and they leave. Can you believe that in a McDonald's? Now, as you know, my sister was the first single female that owned a McDonald's franchise. And you learn a lot through all these years she owned them and the different things that McDonald's considers the staple that's put them number one in the fast food business. And the one thing that they worry about is damage to the brand. They don't want somebody going in there and having a cockroach running across the top of the bun, or someone knocking you out with an overhand right because you wanted an extra slice of cheese in your Big Mac. They want it to be a good experience. And this place repeatedly is always doing stuff like that. One time there was a big giant line, and the reason they weren't waiting on people is because they said they had to reset their computers. It's just one nutty thing after another. Well, Blue Shirt, I hope that works for you temporarily, but I can tell you COVID is not getting better. It's actually increasing. Oh yeah, it's just like the worst customer service ever. I've been to the one that's west of Telegraph on Michigan. They'll be like closed at 8 o'clock. Drive through, nothing open. Wow, hon. Feeling good today? I knew on radar that this storm was going to be short-lived. That's why I tried to get out here and check it all out. See that guy going through big puddles of water? Let's go down this way, hon. Come over here, hon. Daisy girl, hey, come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, hon. Daisy used to really hate to get her feet wet. Good girl. Yeah, honey. Come on, hon. These trees cool. Yeah, I went to get her a broiled chicken sandwich the other day. I just talked to the guy that runs the McDonald's my sister used to own, and I forgot to ask him that. I think they got rid of the broiled chicken dinner too. Come on, hon. Come on. Broiled, not chicken dinner, chicken sandwich. I don't really like McDonald's anymore, to tell you the truth. I'd go there for Daisy, get her a little hamburger. So, I usually bring her out every year. Look at this red maple. What a beautiful tree. I love this tree. Yeah, broiled chicken sandwich. I don't think they have it anymore. I think their fish isn't bad. I mean, that's about it now, where you go to a fish fry, cod, which, is okay. But I'm not getting up in the morning thinking I got to get my cod dinner. It's not that great. I think I might try the Korean place again. I actually like that Korean place. The place I used to go was good, Chinese, but they've closed their dining room. Look at that yellow. Yeah, quarter pounder sucks. Let me tell you, give you a little bit of McDonald's trivia. When she first opened that McDonald's back in 1978, they were killing it right out of the chute, $1,000 hours, and that's when a dollar meant something. And they used to sell like 1,000, 1,100 Big Macs a day. You know how many Big Macs they sell now? About 12. Why would somebody, particularly in this economic crisis, why would someone pay for a Big Mac when you can get 2 of this and 2 of that and 1 of those and 1 of these for $2.99? The damn Big Mac is $4.99 or something. So it's upside down. My sister used to bitch about when they first started, it was easy. You go into McDonald's, you had about 10 things to pick from. Well, now you got 100 things to pick from, and that complicates things. I don't like McDonald's coffee either. I was really looking forward when they started out those McCafe things. And their coffee's not hot enough. It's not that great. There was a time in the 70s and 80s when McDonald's came out with something. I wanted to try it, but not anymore. It's just not that good. And the Standish McDonald's, I wish I'd have known that, was torn down yesterday. A total and complete rebuild. Yeah. A total and complete rebuild. You're talking like $3.2 million. And that's a lot of money to try to recoup in this kind of market. I mean, I'm glad I'm not doing it. Their sales are okay, but of course the inside sales are in the tank. The outside sales aren't bad. Luckily, if you're in a business that does a lot of to-go orders, anyway, it's probably not hurting you that bad. But, I don't like getting like a nice dinner. Like, I'm not talking about a hamburger and fries, but something good. Like at that Chinese place in Canton, I don't want to spend, $20 for a crispy shrimp and broccoli dinner and eat it in my car. So on the nicer stuff, I'm just not getting it to go. It's cold when you get back to the hotel, you're eating with plastic forks. Part of the experience in a good dinner is like being there. It's hot. Don't need to mess with anything. See this standing water around here? Yeah, Pueblo's a pain in the ass now too. I mean, I'm finding that, I look, it's like, yeah, I wouldn't mind eating there. How much bullshit is it going to be? Where am I going to sit? What do I got to do? It's not fun like it was. You know what I mean, Diane? I mean, I'll tell you though, you can laugh at me, but hey, I was talking to a lady from Wisconsin the other day. Actually, she may be on here now. She's not. I'm gonna make her a moderator. But anyway, she grew up in Sauk City, which was where Culver started. But that's the best cheeseburger out there, if you ask me. Now, she was telling me, they named the damn thing the Butter Burger, which, it's a no-brainer. There's butter. Look at those killer clouds out to the west. Which, of course, that's a no-brainer. There's butter on it, right? But I wonder how much butter. I don't really taste the butter when I eat one. I don't think. Maybe that's why it's so damn good. Your channel's going, Lost Souls? Are you getting stalked and harassed? Because if you're not, you're going to be. No, isn't that the truth, Debbie? Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Hey, Sean, how you doing? You know, I'm not a pie eater, to tell you the truth. I'm not really into sweets that much. Now, today I was thinking I haven't had a Cinnabon in a while. There's an old heart clogger, about 1,300 calories of the worst stuff you can eat, but man, are they good. But you gotta get it fresh. There was one on the turnpike when I was driving back and forth from Chicago through Indiana a lot, and those were always kind of laying out there, kind of old. And for a while, Burger King was selling Cinnabon, and I don't know how they managed to ruin them, but they did. They were just absolutely terrible. But back to the pies, not a big pie guy. I don't care who made it, where it came from. Just not a big pie eater. Although maybe once a year, I will get a Marie Callender's apple pie and bake it in the oven and eat the whole pie in one night. Tastes so damn good. But luckily, I only do that once a year. And normally I don't. I'm not a big dessert guy. Yeah, I don't like anything at McDonald's. I think their hamburgers, you take their hamburger, you open the bun, this kind of light gray thing. First of all, it's not hot. There's no charred marks. It just sucks. Their fries are no good anymore. And the reason for that is because they no longer, and this has been a long time, cook them in lard. Krispy Kreme are good if you can get one when that light's on. If you can't, I think it's just another glazed donut. And this place, I go to this Romulus house and get her dinner once in a while, which is pretty good. This water's up quite a bit, which is I expected. And they have their Greek's rice pudding's pretty good. I mean, how do you make bad rice pudding? Is it even possible? And they'll heat it for you with cinnamon and whipped cream. Wow, Daisy. Yeah, water's way up. Yeah, and that train's down nice. Yeah, that's exactly right, Julie. Yeah, right. Boy, I'll tell you, speaking of trains, I was coming out of that damn, coming down Canton Center Road after I ate at the Korean place last night. And, oh, here comes a couple ducks. Mallards. They sure are beautiful birds. And man, there was a train with only 3 cars. I know it wasn't going this fast, but it looked like it was doing 100 miles an hour. I've never seen a train anywhere near a city going that fast. It's just shoom. I thought, man, it's got tons of lights, the gates come down. But that thing was hauling ass. Here's this pair of mallards. Yeah, Tassie looked good, yeah. See, this pair of mallards is wanting to get as far away from me as they can. See them on the other side. Oh, there's more of them. Here's one, two pairs and a single hen. Now I don't want. Here's another pair behind them. Yeah, here. When duck hunting season comes up, I'm not sure when that starts, but you can tell when I'm down around the Detroit River and stuff. They've been getting shot at the whole way down. From Canada, St. Lawrence Seaway, so-and-so. And you notice their behavior changes. I hope that old single hen over there didn't lose her hubby to a shotgun blast. See, there's a pair, and there's a pair right behind it. And then a single hen. Oh, it's just all by herself. These male mallard ducks are so colorful, they don't even look real. No, Catherine, I don't. I do have a Facebook page, but I never use it. I hate Facebook. Yeah, I bet you though, if I had to guess, I'd say the water's probably about 50 degrees. I mean, even in 50-degree water, I think you got about 12 hours and it's tits up. You get stranded somewhere and you're in water that cold, you're not going to be around forever. Your heat expels at like, I think it's 275 times quicker in water than it does in air. And if you have wet clothing, I think it's like 150. It's a lot. This is great. This is how this park used to be. Now they're having these damn cross-country meets over here. Practice. Oh, they don't? It's a good idea, Denise. Fake book. Yeah, I don't know. You guys would know more than this. Are kids still into this Facebook like they were in the preceding years? Is it still as popular as it used to be? I know the government was on their ass and stuff. Does anybody know? Or has it kind of died out? Yeah, it sure has, Dolly. You know, you hear that train in the background. I am constantly trying to catch that train. Not that one, but a train on those tracks. And I never do. But I hear them all the time. Oh, I just got a soaker. Yeah, TikTok, yeah. You know, I was going on there for a while, but I haven't in a long time. I don't even watch, other YouTube channels like I used to. Oh, yeah, boomers, yep, probably. This is a nice park, yeah. Yep, it is. One of the reasons it's so nice is because nobody's out here. This is a huge chain of parks. Actually, that Delhi Park that I took some clips of the other day up in Dexter, Michigan, is part of this outfit. I know I bring this up all the time, but I used to bring my girlfriends out here when I was young. God damn, I can't believe all this time's gone by. To both of them, the ones in Delhi too when I was going to college. College was not a fun experience for me. I was always working. I really wasn't into it. I thought it was boring, stupid. I didn't learn a thing. I barely got in and barely got out. I hated it from beginning to end. I was so shocked when I was going to graduate. I went through that list and it's like, I cannot believe that I've racked up. It took me 6 years to get a 4-year degree, which for a terrible student, I give myself an A for that because I should have never went to college to begin with. And I could not believe that I was actually graduating. I remember calling them. It's like, hey, I checked all this stuff off. Here's my student number. Am I really graduating? Yeah, I love the train whistle, yeah. Yeah, I mean, college now, man, I don't know what people do, People my age, of course, I'm a little old to have young kids, although they're out there. But, these people that are still stuck on this college thing, man, I don't know about that. Even this rinky-dink place, they brag about it's only 20 grand a year to go there. You get a basket weaving degree and come out and work at Starbucks. It's just not like it used to be. And as you know, if you've been around a while, that going to college, there is a relationship to intelligence, but it isn't absolute. There's a lot of super smart people out there that never stepped foot in college and have done well. Yeah, last I knew that these fraternities were getting sued left and right, criminally charged and all sorts of shit for hazing. I never belonged to a fraternity, never lived in a dorm, none of that. Where the hell did Daisy go? Daisy, come on! Daisy girl! Oh, did you go free? Must have been a good student. Yeah, I look at scholarships. I never even bothered. Come on, atta girl. I never even bothered applying for those. It's like I wouldn't have qualified for any of them. You got to get this grades or that grades, or And even if I'd have got one, I wouldn't have kept it because I think they want some grade point average. Forget that. Come on. I swear to God, I never cracked a book, hardly ever. Went to class about half the time. Wow. Feeling good today, huh? Wow. No, believe me, I would have loved to come from parents that, would have promoted college and paid for it, and I could have went to some good school where everybody's sitting in the end zone cheering their team that's nationally ranked. That would have been a whole nother deal, but, I dicked around at a junior college for a couple of years, and then I thought, well, I'm not in prison. I might as well finish this off, and then knocked out the other couple of years while I worked. But it was total misery. I hated it. I was never like going to parties. It wasn't like, I did get a degree, but it wasn't like fun college life like Animal House or something. It was more like, oh God, another year of this. Well, there's a 767. Oh, cool, Catherine. That's cool. Now, did they ever turn the dental assistant thing into a 4-year thing? Now that makes sense. You get out, you get paid decent. You gotta go, you have to get this training. It all makes sense to get a job you want. But like history, literature, art, criminal justice like I got, forget it. Oh, worked at a gas station? Yeah, that's cool. I did all sorts of stuff. Worked at UPS. Worked at a psychiatric hospital for a while. Worked at a laundromat. Delivered appliances. Security guard. I was a security guard quite a bit. I like that. That was a job perfect for me. You just sat on your ass and read magazines. Yeah, Klaus, I agree with you. Yep, that's true. Yep. That's one thing I admire Bill Gates for. I think that takes some big balls to drop out of Harvard. Because you've already been groomed and, coddled, and you believe that, you're the man of the world by getting accepted here. And a degree from Harvard, especially when he went, was a big deal. And he came up with an idea and thought, screw this, which to me takes big balls. Because at that time, that opened a lot of doors. I mean, it's still pretty significant if you can go to one of these schools. What's it cost? Like $100,000 a year to go there now? Yeah, great idea. Spend $400,000 and get out and try and find a job. But that old Ivy League school diploma doesn't mean what it used to. No way. And I mentioned this before. You look at a company like Walmart, which arguably is one of the more successful retailers we've seen. They avoid the Ivy League schools like the plague. They don't even bother going there to recruit. So if you're looking for the best that's going to enhance and make your company grow, why wouldn't you go there? I'll tell you why, because they think it's bullshit. And they've got Johnny Jackoff from Monroe Community College and somebody else that went to out in the middle of nowhere university, and they've turned out to be excellent employees that have got them to the place where they're at. So it's hard to argue against it. There's a lot of companies out there that are tits up with Ivy League graduates. And if you look at like social work, social problems, drug addiction, prostitution, poverty, what have all these think tanks and these great colleges and universities done besides twiddle their thumbs and write books about it? Yeah, I think they put a dent in it. Once a year, the University of Michigan and all these rich kids with their parents' American Express come down to Brightmoor, which I do video and take photographs of, that western section of Detroit, to help clean up the neighborhood. And I'm sure that really gives them a real warm and fuzzy, like they're really doing something great. But that's about the extent of the change that I've seen. And I also, when I'm down in Detroit, see a couple of these cars with all this equipment on the roof checking the air quality, and they're all from Ann Arbor as well. Oh, did he, Mark? Cool. Yeah, I mean, if you're comparing colleges, I mean, it's a internationally recognized school. Big difference in going to the University of Michigan and Eastern Michigan University like I did. Plus, you're rubbing elbows with a lot of people that potentially have good networking capabilities. You know, when you go to a place like Eastern Michigan, you know, if you want a job as a plumber or a security guard, maybe one of your classmates' dad can get you hired. If you're going to U of M, you know, these people are working for Fortune 500 companies, and blah, blah, blah. All those Ivy League schools, too. There's Daisy taking off for another squirrel. No, it's true, yeah. In law school, too. I mean, you'd have to be crazy to go to law school now. I'm interested, and I can't seem to get the straight scoop on this. Where that attorney that got locked up that worked for Trump, he went to Cooley, you know, associated with Michigan State, which, you know, they were actually sanctioned one time for teaching people to pass the bar as opposed to teach them how to practice law. I mean, it's not a good law school. That's where you go when you can't get in anywhere else. And how he got up to that level to actually be Trump's attorney, my guess, like Feiger, he didn't go to University of Michigan either. He didn't get in. But he's a hell of a trial attorney. The guy's great in a courtroom. So this Cohn must have had something, whether it's negotiating skills, whether he can take problematic files and turn them into something reasonable. I don't know, but I could never really get a handle on that. Yeah, yep. Never caught a squirrel, nope. Come on. Hitting the highway. That a girl. Wow. Wow. Wow, look at that. In a good mood today, huh? Yeah, I think I'm going to go to the Korean place again. Yeah. I'd go to the Chinese, but like I said, the dining thing's closed. I don't really feel like barbecue. They got a huge menu. I don't really like any of their deep fried stuff like I do the Chinese. It's just too thick of breading. But I like all those little things, those little dishes they give you. What the hell do they call that? They do it at all Korean places. Oh, Daisy's gonna get Daisy will get a hamburger. Yeah, Becky was in a good mood. Actually, she got a hold of me last night, wanted to do an interview last night. But it was too late, and I was already fooling around with my videos. And today I didn't see her. Baked potato, that a girl. Now Mary is pretty health conscious. Not into meat that much. Probably good. Like I said before, I've already got to the age where I did that wanted to stay healthy. Well, now that I'm this age and I've made it, I kind of dropped my guard. I'll get a steak now, where if I was 40, I'd have probably said, well, you know, I'm kind of trying to stay away from red meat. Not now. I mean, what am I going to live, another 10, 15 years? I'm going to eat a steak every time I feel like it. Don't remind me of this when I get colon cancer or have a bypass. Oh, you could too, Debbie. Yeah, kimchi. Now, is that what they call the presentation? Because the name of this place is called Kimchi. So they would actually name it what the presentation is, all those other little dishes? That's right, Mary. Yeah, that's part of the reason why I do it. I mean, she likes it, she needs exercise, but I just feel guilty having her ride around with me all day. Now, in the summertime, when we had those 90-degree days all the time, I left her in the hotel room. It was just too hot. Oh, kimchi is a dish. Okay, well, that definitely comes in that. So is there a name that they have for that little assortment of those, like, 6 little mini bowls you get with something in it? Do they call that something? Oh, 100. Oh, my God. Say that, George. I don't know who that is. Some Detroit number. Oh, thank you, TGIF. Thank you. No, I never tried that, Nicole. It could be, Becky, yeah. I don't even know. Oh, good. Good job there. Yeah, this restaurant too. It's kind of like, they're like no screwing around. It's like this is the way it is, which is kind of cool. It could be, Becky. Yeah, it could be, but it's not the number she normally calls from. All right, George. Have a good night. Yep. Take care. Yep. I think they're gone for the year. I haven't seen them in quite a while. The corn in a cup. Believe me, I would if I could. I got an idea that sweet corn's probably you can't get it anymore, and that may be the reason. I know they'd come out actually close to here to get their sweet corn. Right around here. I was talking to the lady one day. Yeah, that's good corn. I like getting it. I think I'll attack another Korean dinner. It's half-ass healthy if you don't get the deep fried. Good night, ED82. Yeah. Have a good sleep. Take your melatonin. Party night. That's it. Lon, I didn't catch you if you answered it, but did you try your stuff at all? Oh my God, are you in West Branch, Melodic? You poor guy. I know where you're getting it. Congratulations on hitting rock bottom. Oh, you don't get much sleep, huh, Nicole? Oh, good, Catherine. Yeah, the live hasn't been working. I've been trying to do it in my room, and it's just buffering. I know it's been glitchy because when I sign on to YouTube, it gives me a notice that half the data isn't available, so they're having problems with some things. Yeah, glad to have you around. Thank you. Hey, by the way, whoever lives in Michigan, get your Lotto 47. If you can believe it, nobody won that jackpot yet. Go hog wild. You know, I did. I got 2 spring rolls last time. They were good. They were good, not great. You know how that is. There's a variety the way you get them places. I'll probably get them though. Yep, that's right, man. Me, I forget. I think you mentioned it before.